Good afternoon and welcome to the 28th Hydrogen and Fuel Cells Europe exhibition here at the Hannovermesse 2022. I would like to invite you all to take a seat. There are still a few seats left here in the front, not too many. The sound is a lot better if you're actually in the metal construction, so I can recommend it. And I would also recommend it because we have a very interesting topic to talk about. We'll be talking about the production of green hydrogen on a megawatt scale. And joining me on stage will be H-TEC Systems, and then specifically CEO Robin von Plettenberg, Vice President Sales Andrew Emil, and Director Product Management Jonas Waal. So give them an applause, please. All right, good to have you on stage here. It's 3 people instead of 1 that was initially planned, so good to have the extra company. All right, Robin, I'll start with you. So, H-TEC Systems, what is it you guys do?
Well, as H-TEC, we are we're designing, producing, selling, and servicing PEM electrolyzers, and we have just recently been acquired by MAN Energy Solutions, a big industrial company. And we are now in a very strong growth path, growing our organization, growing our products to multiple 100 megawatt scales, and also growing our factories, our capacities. And so there's a lot of movement.
And there is indeed a lot of movement, because you have recently been appointed CEO, only 3 months, I believe. So,
that's right.
Yeah, what made you decide to take on this new role within the company?
Yeah, it's a very exciting company, and my overall ambition is, however, is that I really see that the climate crisis is the biggest challenge for us as a humanity. And I have 4 little kids, so you can see that I'm quite a busy man. But when I think of the climate crisis, I think of my children, and once they will grow up and found families, and also maybe give a lot of grandchildren to me, by that time we have to have solved the climate crisis. And for me, I think there's no better way to contribute than being part of H-TEC.
Yeah, and you mentioned climate crisis and wanting to solve that. And I believe it's not just you personally who have big ambitions in this regard, but also the company as a whole. Can you tell us a bit about the ambitions of H-TEC Systems?
Yes, exactly. Our North Star, and that's what's really getting us up in the morning, is that we want to really have a big impact, and we want to avoid 1% of the CO2 emissions globally. So with our electrolyzers, 1% of the climate crisis we want to solve.
That is indeed a very ambitious goal. So just to be clear, it's 1% of all emissions worldwide will be solved by you guys. Okay, well, that is ambitious indeed. So how are you planning on making these ambitions come true?
Well, we think we have what it takes to really make this ambition a reality. First of all, we are in the business for 25 years already in PEM electrolysis business, and we have a lot of experience and have a lot of research put there, and we have a very strong core. And we are also, even though we're part of a big industrial conglomerate, we have quite an independent setup, which enables us to really act fast, to be agile, to take our own decisions. So we're not so much in the structures of a big corporation, but really independent and nimble and agile. And at the same time, we can use the resources that we have from MAN Energy Solutions, like a global sales and after-sales network with 120 hubs worldwide, like the really tremendous access that MAN has to industrial customers, like in the fertilizer industry or in the chemical industry and so on and so forth. And we have the credibility that we can execute on big projects with MAN. And that's very helpful. And lastly, we are, as MAN is also part of the Volkswagen Group, the automotive industry is very strong in developing or industrializing production and supply networks. And that's something, a competence that we can use in order to ramp up our supplier network, qualify them, develop them, but also our production facilities.
Yeah, so the best of both worlds, actually. You still have the the agile movements of a smaller company, but the strong backing and support
Exactly.
of these giants. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, Andrew, a question for you.
Sure.
You know, we've been talking about these ambitions and how to make these ambitions turn into a reality from a broad company perspective. You're actually working with sales, so what clients are you seeing to to turn this into a reality?
So before I speak about the clients, I would try to take a step back and actually explain that at this stage, the aim is to have products that really addresses the different sectors and not a one solution that fits all. So every industry, I can give an example. For example, for hydrogen refueling stations, you might be interested in higher purity in comparison to other industries. They might have different demands. So we're trying to build a, let's say, standard product with a few options that addresses the needs of every specific industry. And right now at this stage, the idea is actually to build successful, let's say, small-scale demo projects, because this is what's going to pave the way for the large-scale, industrial-scale projects. And once we make those successful, we make this a reality for H-TEC, but also for others to follow suit and take the same approach as we did.
Yeah, so can you give an example of one of these projects?
In which way?
What you mentioned, you're now working on some smaller pilot projects, and can you maybe name us one and maybe explain how this is going to lead to one of these bigger projects?
I mean, I don't have a specific project in mind because I recently joined H-TEC. So I think Jonas here knows the projects a little bit better, or Robin.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to?
Yes, for sure. So basically, when we're talking about our projects and products, today we are launching the hydrogen cube system. I would like to start with a little bit in the background. So as Robin mentioned, H-TEC system was founded 25 years ago. So we gained a lot of experience, and this was bundled in the market launch of the first electrolyzer from H-TEC systems, 200 kilowatts in 2017. Already 2 years later, we have our current front-runner product, the ME450 with 1 megawatt. So we increased the power output from our products by 5-fold in only 2 years. And now the hydrogen cube system is basically the continuation of this success story and this scale up. And the hydrogen cube system is based on a modular, containerized basis. And as you just mentioned, with this modular system, you can, for instance, start purchasing 4 to 6 megawatts, and then adding another cube or two as soon as the demand side really has developed. And this is, I would say, a really, really important aspect and a key benefit of the hydrogen cube system. So the demand side is not always yet developed, but we have to really accelerate to drive this decarbonization forward. So start with smaller ones and then add any additional cube as soon as the market is ready.
And I see you also have this model with you. Is this the cube, or is this another?
This is basically the visualization of our technological platform, the ME450, the most compact electrolyzer in the world. And the hydrogen cube system is totally based on this platform here, not only from the stack side, but also on the balance of plant, what you see here, as well as here. And basically the hydrogen cube system continues this path and brings significant benefit. So in the hydrogen cube system, we have the same stacks like in the ME450, and these stacks are cascaded in bundles. And this automatically brings a customer benefit as you get a kind of redundancy. And so with the hydrogen cube system, which is based on this platform, we can bring significant reliability towards our customers, and we are convinced that this is a very strong aspect of H-TEC systems as this platform has developed over the last years.
Yeah, so just to repeat that, the cube system, the hydrogen cube system, is an all-in-one, in-container type of electrolyzer that allows you to scale up later.
Correct.
And in what applications would you say that modular or scalable, I should say, approach brings the most added value to the customers?
So our clear strategy is that we focus not only on smaller applications, but only on large scale, for instance, industrial applications. And here, yeah, the market is searching for pilot projects just to get to know the technology and also the handling of hydrogen a little bit better. And afterwards, they can scale it up to large scale projects.
All right. That might be a good moment to ask the audience for any questions. If there are any questions, please raise your hand and I will find you with my microphone. No questions. Oh, there is a question. There we go.
Thank you very much. My name is Anas Al-Juaidi. I'm the CEO of MMEC Management from United Arab Emirates. The question is directly to the size of the company. Are you guys startups or are you medium, big company? And the second question is, if you're specialized in BAM electrolyzer, so what is the technology that you develop? Because we know that BAM, it's, very known, it's Siemens technology, or the biggest one who's working with BAM is Siemens. But if you are working as well with BAM, so what is your, what is your specialty in that? And if you can give us, more technical information about that. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a question for Robin. So let's start off with the size.
So I will start with the size of the company. It's actually a question at what point of time we are talking about, because we are scaling so quickly. So if we have, today we have 180 employees. 6 months ago, we were 90. End of the year, it will have again been risen quite significantly. So it's really an extremely dynamic growth that we are in. And also with regards to the competitive landscape in PEM industry, we are not smaller than other players. If you look at just at the PEM organization. With regards to the technical side, of course, PEM technology is very responsive to variable load. So if you have a fluctuating renewable electricity source, you can basically, you lose very little through the fluctuation, highly efficient. It's very, very small footprint. We have the best footprint in the 1 megawatt class. And you also don't have any chemicals. So we have a lot of customers also in the water power industry that are buying PEM electrolysis because they don't want to handle chemicals.
All right. Any other questions? If you do think of a question later on during the talk, raise your hand. After the talk, please visit these guys at booth number D37, which is over there somewhere. So after the talk, be sure to pay them a visit and see some more of them than this small model here. Well, I do have an extra question. You already mentioned there has been a huge development in the last 2 years on a product level for you guys. So the next 2 years then, what's going to happen? Is it going to be another ×5 or where are we going?
Yes, that's exactly our vision. So the vision of H-TEC system from a product strategy perspective is that we want to fivefold our product sizes every 2 to 3 years. So 2017, 200 kilowatts. 2019, 1 to 2 megawatt. This year, the hydrogen cube system in a range from 4 to 10 megawatt. So what comes next is the correct question. In 2023, we would like to extend our portfolio with a skid-based hydrogen cube system for power ranges for 20 up to 50 megawatts. So the growth strategy is clear. And maybe one comment to the stacks. So in this power ranges, we are convinced that larger stacks are beneficial, not only from the cost size, but also from a footprint size. And footprint is our key performance indicator, especially in this power class. So we are happy to announce that we are already in the development phase of a larger stack in the megawatt scale. And this will already be tested in 2023 and introduced into the market in 2024. So exciting times ahead.
Exciting times indeed. Okay, so if I can wrap that up, you guys make the best footprint, sorry, in the megawatt scale systems. Yeah, plenty of exciting things to talk about. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, so I want to thank H-TEC Systems for being here. And can I get an applause, please?